Okay. Let's just check to make sure we're okay on YouTube. I think we are live. And yeah, I think we're good with the volume. We'll have to get some people in the chat to make sure, but boy, it sure looks like I think we're live on YouTube. And I just heard a friend pop into the stream. Let's welcome to the stage Tony Stark of Iron.
Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing actually fantastic. I'm very productive. It's been a good day. A lot of heavy rain and thunderstorms and even hail.
Hail, huh? Tornadoes.
Hail Doomcock.
That too.
Hello. And I'd like to raise it. I know there's been a lot of glass raising, but I just want to raise a glass to you, Tony. Just let's start the show with I want to salute you, raise a glass to all the promotion you do of all the other content creators and fellow YouTubers of all.
I'll drink to that.
All sizes, the big and small. You promote them all.
I do. I'll pour myself a shot, my friend. And hail to you as likewise. Great wrench, great guy. Traveled the surface of Holy Terra and then some.
And then some. And Carla Burton, I did get your message. I haven't had a free second to respond. I know you texted me. I don't spend a lot of time on the cell phone, but I know you can't be there. And you've got, you know what? Open invitation, Carla. No expectations. Anytime you can show up, that's fantastic. And
no, I will be eating intermittently as I am eating.
I understand that, and I appreciate that. And Gunnar, hi. Gunnar will be listening in. So tonight, Tony, do you know why I'm wearing this shirt? And I'm just going to make myself big here for a second. I don't know if you can see the screen.
Well, you already spoiled it. You were talking about Osaka Town, West Japan.
Wow. Okay, so this guy is a symbol of Osaka. And I'll just Wank Odo, I think is how you pronounce that. And not Osaka, sorry, Kyoto Sanjo. So this is Wank Odo, still in the western part of Japan. And actually, the reason why I bought it, the clincher, Tony, was look at the back of the shirt. It's hard to do when I'm sitting in the chair. See, because Japan is all about cute.
Yep.
You know, if it's cute and small and tiny, the Japanese in general will buy it. And yeah, I have no idea. Sashi's asking what Wank Odo means. Well, I know what wank means and I know what Odo means. Just remove myself from solo. But yeah, together I don't. That's the name of Wank Odo is the name of this character. I who's Odo and why should I wank him? Says Sashi. Well, Sashi, Tony, you know who Odo is from Star Trek lore, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a Star Trek character, Sashi. Odo is he was played by the same guy that played the butler in the TV show Benson. Which starring Robert Guillaume. Robert Guillaume? Yes, Robert Guillaume. Hilarious show.
Great job.
But that actor, Rene I'm good luck pronouncing his name in French. Rene Auberjonois, is that right? Auberjonois, something like that. Odo is the shapeshifter in DS9. Yeah. That's right. Security officer, Sashi. DS9. Yeah, played by Rene Auberjonois. I'm sorry for the pronunciation, Mr. Auberjonois. But yeah, in this case, it's just the mascot. The Japanese love cute mascots for anything. Asia in general. Sashi, you probably can attest to this. Asia in general loves cute mascots and cuddly, kid-friendly. Because maybe it has to do with they're family-friendly in general.
Yeah.
Perfect. Carla, glad to have you here in any capacity. And FKHC says, "Hey, what is more important than this stream, Carla?" Well, her
there
family.
Are those that call him Tim.
What movie is that? Monty Python: Quest for the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I need to watch that again. Sashi says, "Yes, especially the Japanese." I concur. Asia, you can be more Pacific. Grandchildren. Oh, yeah.
We got a dad joke. We got a dad joke. One second.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Tony, thanks for your sound card or sound effects. I don't know how you do it, but I appreciate it. And while I've got the cameras on, before we get into photos, I do have some fantastic photos. And Carla Burton, it is the grandchildren, and they're more even important. Tony, if I was to tell you that I had in my possession a square coin, not from Japan, where would you think it was from? What country? And I've done it recently. I've covered this country recently. A square coin. I don't think I got to show it, so I want to show it now before we get started. It's got a sailboat on it.
Do I need to play the timeout beep again? That means I don't know.
Okay, it's a 50-cent piece. This is from 1985, and this is from Aruba. This is a square coin.
Are those valid at a Wendy's?
No, this is a real.
I mean, if I'm gonna use a square coin to buy a square burger,
no. Oh,
I'm being funny.
Yeah, you are. Okay, focus on my finger camera. Yeah. Anyway, that is a square coin from Aruba, and there we go. And and it has. Boy, this camera really needs to focus better. But anyway, so square coins do exist, and on the back is the triangle. It's artistic, but I believe it is meant to. It says 50 cents.
Spidey, you should know better than to show your cock ring on the air.
Doomcock. And while I have it big, so we're on to Japan. Did you know that Japan has a round coin with a hole straight through the center? And I have the new version and the old version, and it's half a yen. It's the 50-cent piece of Japan, and I'll hold it upright this time. There's a hole straight through this coin.
Now that's a 50-cent piece in yen, so that is roughly a nickel in our money.
100 yen to the dollar. So even it's half a cent. And it's upside down, so there's the 50. But yeah, that's the 50 cent. That's half a cent, I believe now. And so here's a full 1 yen coin. Now, do you know what the unique thing is about the 1 yen coin?
It's made from
aluminum.
Aluminum, no shit.
Yep.
Learning all kinds of cool stuff tonight.
There's the one focus. There's the 1 yen coin. God damn it, camera. That is the 1 yen coin. It is made from aluminum. Yeah,
you would think for somebody who's a self-proclaimed Japanophile, I'd know this shit.
Well, that's why I wanted you to. I'm glad you accepted the invitation because I really wanted you to hear tonight. I'm telling you,
we need to make the dream happen. We need Fermented. We need Osaka. We need you and me to do a 4-way talking about Japan.
You got it.
It would be too rad. It would be too fucking rad. It would be rad.
I would love to do that. And I want to say hello to Suzanne and Matt G.
Keep Suzanne in your prayers, please. She's going through some stuff.
Absolutely, Suzanne. You are always in our minds anyway.
She told me during the matinee earlier tonight, hey, Jason Love, speaking of which, you weren't around for the matinee. Womp, womp. Still 4 hours of fun and entertainment. Await for those who be kind and rewind.
Ooh. Sashi says you guys can check out Nyango Star, the tomato possessed by a cat spirit that's a great drummer. I can't remember what part of Japan Nyango Star represents. Wow, that is That is kind of cool. That's funny. Carla says, I love the coins with holes in them so they can thread them. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I think there are other coins with holes in them. I have them in my collection, but I can't recall off the top of my head. And I want to say hello to, hey, Jay, Sci-Fi Nation. Happy to have you here, my friend. Thank you.
Something's off about Sci-Fi's name. Why has he got an underscore? Did he change his channel name?
He did a little bit. Hi, Swift. -1. I don't know the details, but he just did tell me that today. And I did get your message, Jay. I haven't had time to respond. And I do want to if you can get yourself, if you can get yourself, now see the wonderful thing about pubs in Japan, Tony, and they're called, do you know the name for a pub starts with an I in Japan? Izakaya? Izakaya.
Yes, Izakaya. Hey.
So they still have now some of our younger viewers might not know what this is, but it's a matchbook. And you strike the match.
What is this strange alien device?
and some of them have the name right on them with their type of homemade sake. So this is their sake bottle right on the matchbook. So I recommend that. And this is the Lonely Planet book for Japan. And some of you might, and that's a...
Well, you've showed this off before.
I have, but
two
I dug up
streams ago.
Yes, but I didn't show you my Japan clogs, the sandals there, right? With the rubber bottoms. Temple-worthy sandals. So those are right there. And this book is so thick, you might say, oh, you're doing another show on Japan. Yeah, and I'm probably going to do 5 more because Japan deserves it. And you can collect yourself if you go to Osaka. You can pick up a bag just like this with I don't know what it says. Sashimi. Yeah, with the tamago, sushi on it there. And Tony, I know you're a man of tech, so I got this this was my daily use work phone, my cell phone in Japan.
Very
Tony,
nice. Good old.
Now, oh yeah, what circa 2004. I want to say.
I was going to say 0405, yeah.
Circa 2004. It still works when I plug it in, the original battery.
You know what's funny? It's just a point that I've made earlier on a gaming-centric news stream that I was on. You could plug in your Super Nintendo today, not worry about updating your software, your firmware, and pop in Super Mario Brothers and play it. You can't do that with modern consoles these days.
No, you cannot. No, absolutely.
Same goes for cell phones. There was a simplicity and a robust rigidity and longevity as a result in old technology. And it will stand the test of time. Take care 100%. Of your machine spirits. I still got an old BlackBerry with the with the buttons, like
high railer card
buttons and stuff. Hey, Card,
those are
I
good.
haven't seen you around a lot either.
Those
confused man.
Love a good match, though I smoke via a Bic, says Jason Love.
Flick your Bic.
Yeah, and Sashi says there's still a company manufacturing matchsticks down here. Well, that's I think where they all come
matches
from.
Will also out
and the longer one.
Matches last forever. You could buy a matchbook case, put it up, and you'll run out of all of the fuel in a lighter and have all those matches still waiting for you. You can hold on to them for decades.
100%.
Strike a match, it'll fire right up.
Now, Carla Burton, do you mind reading Carla Burton? Oh, she's got a 2-parter. It's long. Tony, are you okay? Do you mind?
I'm not drunk.
Oh, no.
Several countries have coins with holes in them, notably historical and practical reasons. These include Japan, China, Korea, Vietnam, Denmark, and various countries with historical connections to those said regions. The holes were originally used to string coins together in sets for easier handling and counting. Also because not everybody had access to an abacus. And they also has served a way to distinguish lower value.
There you go. That is too fancy a match pack for me, says Jason. Love. That's awesome.
I
And
would like to see Alf in Japan, says PS2 Chipper. I tell you what, man. Big things are on the horizon for my puppets. Big
I hope so. I hope so, Tony. And no chainsaws today, FK. Although the fire ban
inside.
Well, exactly. Although shit. Fuck it.
Oh, for the sake of Pete. There you got old Painless.
There. Always a chainsaw in my near vicinity.
Old Painless on the screen.
There you go. Oh, Tony. Now you can get a subway card, and what do I have a subway pass somewhere, but this is a single subway ticket in Tokyo. And
have a good night, Suzanne. You're in my prayers. You're actually moved. I tore the page out and put it in the front of my prayer book. I got a little notebook that I have everybody's name.
Yeah, your prayer book is getting pretty big, isn't it,
Tony? Oh, it takes me an hour now. It takes me an hour to go through every name.
This is a magnetic back, Tony. The whole back of this is magnetic somehow and this is a 20-year-old subway.
Looks like
ticket.
A refrigerator magnet.
Yeah, but somehow it they scan it, but it's super paper thin and lightweight. It's incredible. Yes, thank you. Suzanne says, CSM, I'm going to leave, dear. Keeping the internet clear for news from Israel. Have a good night. Peace out. Yes.
Her family is in Israel. They're at Ground Zero.
Okay. I understand. And Corbin Dallas Multipass. I have one of those.
Dallas Multipass.
Do I have it with me? You know what? Holy shit.
God, man. I tell you, Mila Jovovich back in the day was a hottie.
She was. No, I don't have
Then she turned around and got too buff for a while. That was dumb.
That was a bit.
Evil days.
That was a bit.
But then she went back to being a hottie.
and Sci-Fi Nation says, I remember texting by memory on my old Nokia while driving. Love those raised number buttons. Yes. Okay. That's exactly it, Sci-Fi. You could text without looking at your phone. Yes, you could. That was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Take that, modern kids. Try texting without. Actually, some of them might actually be.
Yeah, actually hitting a number button multiple times as you scroll through what letter you need on that button.
Yes, that's exactly the way it used to be. So Jay's
that's
real.
The reason why Blackberries were like $500 is because they had a keypad with letters on it.
Exactly. So, Tony, this is a outdoor train platform with two of my very good friends who were also teaching English in Japan at the time. And shout out to the tall fellow, Tony Rodriguez in Chicago. Still in contact with that particular gentleman. And the hoodie that I'm wearing in that photo, Tony, I still have right here.
Bitch.
And
Jason looks like buff Resident Evil Billa. Oh, are you a fan? Are you a fan of Muscle Mommies? You one of those, Jason? No hate, no hate, seriously. But I like my women to be feminine and soft. Same. They can be strong and capable in the leg area.
Athletic.
Yeah, in the leg area.
Athletic.
Because a good set of legs will do you wonders, especially when you're eating pussy. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm on Canadian Spider-Man's channel. I can talk about
you can say whatever you want on this one. That's buff, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And here's on a typical train in the Osaka or Tokyo region. They're very similar.
That's a rail train. That's not the bullet.
That is not the bullet train. No, that is a normal
rail car
scale train. Yeah, that is very typical.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a temple just outside of Wakayama, the city of Wakayama. It's also a region.
I often compare rural Japan to Kentucky. In Kentucky,
oh yeah,
there's a church in every street corner. In rural Japan, there's a temple at every street corner.
And Jason Love, Mila was
she was hot, but again, there was a point where she was just slightly over the mark, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep all my old phones too, Sashi. I think I have every one of them. Agreed. Yeah. Exactly. And Tony, do you mind? You're the tech guy. Do you mind reading this, please, for my friend Sashi?
The EU has mandated physical buttons on cars moving forward. They found that touchscreen buttons kept your eyes off of the road.
Right. Well, that's back to Jay's point, back to Sci-Fi Nation's point. These old cell phones right here. Can you believe this still works? 20 years, Tony. The battery friggin' still, it's an MIMH.
Like Super Nintendo. Plug it up and you're good to go. Oh, I got a signal. Check it out.
Yeah. NIMH is nickel metal hydride. Is that right? Something like that. Phone still works. And the camera, the camera probably still works too.
Take care of your machine spirits and they will take care of you.
That's it. So yeah, and the physical buttons, so you can physically text without looking. It looks like a Godzilla free day there. Well, I believe it was.
I actually was tempted to sing that song earlier tonight. Blue Oyster Cult Godzilla.
I've heard you sing that before, and I approve.
Thank you.
It's good. I normally don't like that song, but I like it when you sing it.
Well, I throw in the sound effects of the city getting stomped though, like on top of it. Helps. Like I had the flair to it, the destruction,
And now this is this would have been in the springtime, late spring in Wakayama, and Wakayama is in southwestern Japan. And there, do you know what we're looking at? Do you have an idea of what we're looking at? It's outside the it's just outside the temple structure.
Isn't that a sacred water font?
Bingo. And every temple, almost every temple that I've been to has one where it's holy water, basically. Yes.
Yeah, it's sacred water. Yep.
Yeah, and then with the now what?
The water is representative to the burdens of what a person carries through life. You obtain your burden, and you carry it, and that represents your spiritual journey of the burden, and then you pour it.
And we do have the
again Japanify.
Yeah. I've heard the same, and the dragon again very. Very
the spigots
central.
Can be a multiple. There is a multitude of spigots. It's not always a dragon. Sometimes it's an oni. Sometimes it's a tengu. Sometimes it's just a regular spigot. It's representative. It's more of an artistic choice rather than spiritual significance, depending on the temple.
And go Godzilla, indeed. I am just about voting for Godzilla these days, Sci-Fi Nation. And Sashi says, yes, nickel metal hydride, NMH, lithium-ion batteries took over in the 2000s, and they typically only last
to our chagrin because
5
those
years.
Get hot and they pop like zits.
Yep. Ooh, Jason Love has made a Skyrim character named
Gojira. Oh,
God, no, that's fantastic.
Argonians now I have a Skyrim that I've heavily modded to make more difficult, and it was a starring attraction back when the Stark parties were still local at my old apartment, and I'd have people roll their characters and stuff. I made Skyrim basically realistically difficult. Argonians got the short stick because they're cold-blooded. If you're a reptile man and you're up in the tundra, you're up in the Great White North, guess what, man? You're going to have to make campfires constantly. You will freeze to death. Why? Because you're cold-blooded, yo.
And we do that all the time up here. Now, okay, I'm glad. How did you know I was going to mention the climate? Because what we're looking at, Tony, these Japanese gardens, now you can see the bonsai tree on the left. On the right, those are a type of palm-ish trees, fern palm trees, and they are all over southern Japan because they're a tropical tree.
Yeah. They're not coconut trees.
It's gorgeous.
I can't remember the name of the palm tree, but
it's a ferny palm.
It is in the palm tree family.
Yeah. Okay, and now this is food, delicious food. Do you have any idea what those are? They're grilled.
That's squid, bro.
Yes, grilled squid, Ika. in Japanese it's ika, and it's got a sweet sauce on them, and oh my god, were they delicious. You can eat 2 or 3. The guts are all removed, so there's no guts.
See, Harvey has no kids, folks. We ate them all. Good night, everybody.
And then the spiky shell, like large periwinkle type things. Those were good too. But seafood, very prominent all over Japan. Yeah, love that seafood. Now back to the temple. Now they often have little booths that you can buy food outside of temples, which is convenient. And inside, near the gates of the temple, they have oni, or the demons, and I believe this is a demon cat, sort of protecting the temple space, as far as I understand.
Oni often act as guardians.
Yeah, Squidward. Yeah, he was delicious.
So do Tengu are often also they act as guardians. Though Tengu are much more of a malicious spirit than Oni.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
You know what a Tengu is, yeah?
I know the name. I don't know the difference.
All right, a Tengu is a spirit. It's often representative with a big, long nose, and they're mischief makers and deal makers, and they trick mortals. Not to the point of yokai, but close. But like in between yokai and oni, that's where the Tengu sit. Tengu are more like fairies,
gremlins. Like gremlins.
No, Tengu are actually quite imposing, quite large. They stand about roughly between 8 to 12 feet tall. Often they carry a two-handed club, much like Oni do, much like Oni. Would be.
I have seen that image. I wasn't aware that was a Tengu.
Yeah, the long nose is what gives it away. The very prominent phallic-like nose.
Now, it's funny you say that, Tony, because you see, I went to Kurama Fire Festival, and I did a stream on that not long ago. I did a stream on the Fire Festival, and one of the images at the Fire Festival was that guy. That's the Kurama Fire Festival in the mountains.
That's a Tengu.
Yeah. And if you ever get a chance, to go and see that guy, that's what you want to do. There's the Fire Festival. Yeah, those guys are not wearing much clothing, and it's hot. That's the Kurama Fire Festival near Kyoto in again Western Japan. And they end it with a giant 2 or 3-story bonfire. And there's the Tengu right there with the there he is, huge.
Now you know what a Tengu is.
Now I do. Thank you, Tony. I'm sure there was a sign that I probably couldn't read that would have told me that. I can read a tiny bit. I can't read much. Tell you what.
I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and grab seconds. So I'll be silent for just a few minutes.
I opened my second. This is an old Milwaukee. So cheers to you.
I'm talking about food.
Oh, I see. Jason Love says, or a huge liar. Yeah, absolutely. Now that's a no, says Sashi. Absolutely. And Inuyasha. Well, Inu means dog. Inuyasha? I'm not familiar with that word, Jason Love. I don't play video games either, so that also puts me at a disadvantage. And Tengu are vicious enemies in guild wars. I see. Okay, well, thanks. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, the Kurama Fire Festival in the mountains. It's little known, at least it was in 2007. It was little known. It might be more popular now, but it was amazing. And there wasn't too many foreigners there, so it was extra special. It was a very special night, and it was fantastic. Okay, so also sometimes when you go to temples, they will have little history displays, monuments, and this was the Japanese samurai armor, which was very impressive. So if you get a chance, it's not all about religion. It's also about history. And Sashi says, Inuyasha was an anime, like a dog spirit. Well, I figured it had something to do with dogs because Inu is dog in Japanese, as you probably already know. And Shiba is a type of famous dog there. And yeah, Japanese boat. I'm a big fan of history, so I took some of these photos. Interesting sail. Is that an ocean-going boat where the walls are so high? I'm thinking maybe. And there is Osaka Castle. There's a diorama of Osaka Castle. Osaka Joe. Joe meaning castle. And there is a view from the main tower of the highest point, looking over the rest of the castle and Osaka with I believe that's the Namba River, going through Osaka. I believe that's correct. Jason Love says, it was an anime about a 15-year-old school girl who travels back to the feudal era and meets the half-human, half-demon dog, Inuyasha. Very cool. Okay. We're talking about 1931 to 1945 in Japan is off limits. I went in Tokyo to the famous Yasukuni Shrine that their prime minister used to get in trouble for going to because it commemorates basically some war crimes, allegedly. And I did go and see the War Museum in Tokyo, not in Hiroshima. I didn't make it there. And you know what? As far as the Japanese people, everyone there knew. As far as they knew, I was American. Canadians look the same as Americans. It's not like I go around with maple leafs on my back pack. I certainly do not. But they you know what? They treated me the same as anyone else. There was no, even though I was in a war shrine, ostensibly being an American, amongst Japanese visitors, who were also at the museum. No one gave me any sideways looks at all. So, and not that I expected any, because the Japanese are so polite. They might be, some might say racist. Some people, but they'll never say that to your face. Take that as you will. Some prefer that, others do not. But yeah, there's Osaka Castle. Just a brilliant castle. Hundreds of years old. And there is the river going around through Osaka with quite a bit of a flood zone there, which is good. And I think that's the Namba River. The Namba River. I believe so. And that whole area is just gorgeous. That's south. And Japanese gas stations. Love the Japanese gas stations because all the pumps are on the ceiling, so you can't get people running into them. It frees up all the...
Dikimasu!
Right? Japanese gas stations, Tony, with the hoses hanging from the ceiling, and you can't run into the pump because the pumps are suspended from the top.
Yeah, they go around through the wall.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is absolutely amazing.
Don't mind me, I'm cutting my food, but when it comes to the chewing, I will mute.
Yeah, that is appreciated. Don't try and play fetch with a Shiba. I will not.
Oh, no.
Canada is America Junior. Well, kind of. We are.
They just take it and they keep running.
I hope to become part of America one day, at least Western Canada. Don't take Eastern Canada.
Yeah, he's talking about actually moving to America.
I am.
Escaping that liberal hellscape.
Well, I don't want to live in a communist country, and I knowing history and I've seen the world, I know what's coming. And you're looking at communism up in Canada, folks. Eastern Canada in particular. Western Canada, Alberta will revolt.
Damn shame too. You guys are the leader in like robotics and space.
Well, we used to be. Yeah.
I'm talking about Can arms still viable?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Do you mind reading this from our friend Jay before you take a bite? Is that okay?
In Japanese culture, it's more about tranquility instead of drama. That's why the subways are quiet and no one hardly speaks. Loud voices in public. It's also a homogenous country. If you are not one of them, you are gaijin dono. Gaijin.
That's right. The gaijin, the ghost people. Yes. Sashi says they weren't very polite when they rode down to Malaysia during World War II. Yeah, not so much. Yeah, that's probably why they feel a little bashful nowadays. I got the impression anyway that they felt a little embarrassed about, because I had Japanese friends that I was close with and still am, and we had discussions, and they never really, you won't see too many people in Japan, Japanese people, especially older Japanese people, they're not flag wavers. They're not super proud of some of the things they did, and I don't ever see them as flag wavers. Maybe the Olympics. But you know what? Every country has some embarrassing things. You know, I have no doubt.
Jason Love in the chat asks, aside from maple syrup, hockey, and comedians, what else is there? Alanis Morissette. Mic drop.
You guys went downhill after Avro Arrow. True story. That is absolutely a true story. No kidding. And just this is one of the temples outside of Osaka, and holy shit,
gorgeous!
Just the artwork and the Asian style roofs as well. I love those, you know. But they get heavy rain, so fair enough.
They are designed to catch and redirect rain.
And there is the Buddha. They're not super religious, but they're spiritual, I would say, and they welcome a lot. They incorporate Christianity into their weddings and funerals, as well as Shinto into some of their funerals. The Buddha plays a part in their daily lives. I mean, they seem to be accepting of almost all religion. In my limited experience.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Daishonism Buddhism is featured in Mad Max?
I did not know that.
Tina Turner is doing the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo chant. That is a staple from Daishonism.
Oh, yes.
That is the chanting meditation of Daishonin Buddhists, who believe that as long as they are chanting, they are their perfect self. They tap into their inner Buddha.
Oh.
Good stuff.
I'll be darned. Okay, and Sashi says you have that same gas station chain in some places in Malaysia. That is very cool. Are the pumps on the ceiling? Do you mind reading this, Tony?
Mouthful.
Okay. FKHC in the chat says, I have dealt with a World War II veteran who was in the Pacific, and he called the Japanese a word. Jay can just pass it as the slang for Jewish American princess. Okay. You guys went down. Yeah, we did go down after Avro. But, you know, we'll come back one day. And, hey, PvP. Yes. We've only got a few photos left. We got about 20 minutes left in the show, but I can send you a link.
Fairly reasonable. Type incorrectly. Half sober man.
Well, hang on.
I do have to quote Admiral Akbar here and go, it's a trap.
I was gonna say, if you can't spell fairly, I'm teasing PvP. Shinto. Because when I make, you know what, in chat, Tony, because people aren't stupid in chat and they can usually pick up on what you're saying, even with typos. I don't usually bother correcting my typos because.
No, I'm making an anecdotal observation.
Observation. Yeah, I that is a valid observation. Shinto, yes, Jason Love. Shinto is one of the religions of Japan. And
yes, Picker, we are not talking about the current events that are happening in the Middle East. We're actually talking about Japan.
Oh, yeah, no, Tony, PvP, this isn't a live stream like an open panel. This is a travel show. Every Thursday night, I do a travel show, usually only with selected pre-invited guests, just about travel. And Yeah, my spelling is getting better, slowly. But yeah, no, I don't talk about any current politics when I do these live streams. It's just about travel. And Tony, speaking of travel, do you know about bento boxes? And what do you see in front of us that looks appealing to you?
Definitely want to dig into that shrimp in the very front in that bento.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. The ebi in Japanese, the deep fried shrimp. Yep. And also the beef that is
the pulled beef,
stir fried. Yeah, in soy sauce. That is sweet, actually.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So just wonderful how they do little tiny portions, and that's maybe explains their belly size.
Right?
Perhaps. Okay, and there you go. There's some delicious ramen right there. Delicious ramen in a typical Japanese restaurant there in Osaka. And yeah, PvP, you're all good. You know what, PvP? There's a fire ban coming on tomorrow night, and I will have a bonfire tomorrow. I'll invite you, and we will talk about everything under the sun. Tonight is just about Japan. And I wish I could zoom more. This is the best I could do with the time I had. But that almost looks like, you're familiar with the architect, artist, philosopher Gaudi. Spain?
Not offhand.
I just did he does a lot of things in Barcelona in Spain. He's got the.
I was about to say, oh yeah, we were talking about Barcelona.
Yes, he was.
About the water tower. The water tower in Barcelona.
Yes, and the most famous church there, the Sagrada Familia by Gaudi. So this tower looks like it was designed by Gaudi, but I haven't been able to confirm that yet. But that's in Osaka as well, and that's just a very interesting, weird-looking tower that I'm sure it's
not
functional.
Tokyo Tower.
It's not Tokyo Tower. No, I've got Tokyo Tower. It looks like the Eiffel Tower.
Fun fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Tokyo Tower is actually made from the steel refurbished from decommissioned tanks post-war.
What? Holy shit! Why didn't I know that from my live stream when I was showing?
It's a symbol of peace. The Tokyo Tower is a symbol of peace. They took,
of course, it is
specifically the steel in tanks, melted it back down, and erected Tokyo Tower in its place, using that steel as a symbol of creation rather than an implement of destruction.
That is awesome, Tony. And PvP, holy shit! Thank you for this. Awesome wrenching there. PvP has put up a link so you can look at Gaudi, and it looks like it's Gaudi to me, but it was just interesting to see that. And yeah, Sashi, it's shrimp in tempura batter. Love it. Now let's moving on. You know what? Let's kill that just for a second, and let's go back here. No. We don't want to kill the stream. Stop screen. And because you mentioned it, Tony, I just happened to have pulled up Tokyo Tower.
Picture so in case Tokyo Tower?
People, well, not only a picture, it's a picture I took. This is Tokyo Tower, folks, from a distance. Over from a temple. I got drunk in Tokyo and wandered into a temple ground, and I looked up and there was Tokyo Tower. I'm in Roppongi. The area of Tokyo, it's south? Nope, it's north. It's North Tokyo. Northish. That is Roppongi. There are high-class prostitutes, but also Tokyo Tower. And from this, and it was unlocked, Tony. In Japan, you can walk into a lot of the temples, the temple grounds, and there's no one there at night, and it's just you, and it's unlocked. And that's what I stumbled upon.
Well, you can worship at any time.
Well, apparently, and
now they didn't have somebody watching shrine.
No, no one.
They should have somebody watching shrine 24/7.
Not in Japan
or whatever.
No, well, anyway, but that is Tokyo Tower, folks. Yeah, there you go.
Odd. Must have been a very understaffed temple.
A lot of them are like that. because you don't need security. And it's not like it's an active worship site. It's like come as you go. I mean, there's so many. It's like going through Mexico and you always see shrines to the Virgin Mary, and they're unmanned as well, just because they're just meant for the private citizen to come and be alone. And
now, traditionally, a shrine maiden or somebody watching shrine is there to act as a spiritual ward against evil. That's the reason why. That's the reason why it blew my mind that there wasn't anybody watching shrine. I was like, wow, that's not traditional. Well, you were in the city, though, too.
Do you know what we're
looking at? Japan, things are a little bit more traditional. The city, not so much. But now, normally somebody should be watching shrine 24/7.
Oh, wow.
As a ward against evil.
Now, they had some Oni there. They had some paper mache Oni. I don't know if that counts. Now, we're not doing Tokyo. We've done Tokyo before, but I just want to show this is tuna being cut up with a industrial bandsaw in the Tokyo.
Industrial bandsaw, that's right.
Industrial bandsaw cutting giant tuna at the Tokyo fish market. And just because I was, and there's one of the guys in Tokyo. This is General Tokugawa.
Listen, man, I would never want to face a samurai in combat.
No.
Hell no.
No. Ooh. Oh, yeah. This was one of the... Oh, this is in the subway. If you want to rent a locker, this was the rules. Okay, there you go.
Do you remember that series, Deadliest Warrior?
I do.
They pitted a samurai versus a knight, like an 11th century crusader.
Oh, how'd that go?
The samurai didn't win, and I'm like, samurai should have won.
Yeah,
I digress. The samurai should have won. A knight. I mean, I get that samurais are basically hired by feudal houses, but so are knights. Knights are not soldiers. But Bushido is a much higher requirement of discipline.
Discipline. It's about the war, the discipline.
Any kind of knight. Kind of knight. Yeah. I like knights. I love knights. But a samurai would toast a knight.
I think so.
Hands down. Samurai are not only better armored, they are more mobile, and their weapons are sharper than your average 11th century claymore or longsword.
Probably.
No, a katana and a kusarigama and a wasabi do are all made with triple to 5 times folded steel. It is folded no less than 3 to 5 times.
Does that make it harder? I've heard debates about that.
It doesn't make it harder, but it makes the edge keener. And because the blade is smaller in width, it can be utilized in the chinks in the places in between the knights.
You can't say that word. Oh, sorry.
The little slots, right? In between the armor plating. Now, their argument is that the knight would be wearing chain underneath the plate, which is absolutely not true. If you were wearing chain and plate, that is almost 200 pounds of metal on you.
You wouldn't.
Nobody is going to wear that or back a steed with 200 extra pounds of metal on them. That's just dumb.
Yeah,
why they chose chainmail for mobility or plate if you were going headfirst into archer territory. That's what plate was for. It was anti-archer.
I was going
to say, also, a samurai is going to be able to understand that the guy is wearing a helmet. All he has to do is hit him 1 or 2 good times with the hilt of his sword.
Yes.
For blunt damage. Yeah. And knock the knight out.
True.
Because that's what that's how samurai trained against other samurai. They were like, "Oh, I'm going up against an armored opponent. They're in a helmet. They're in a faceplate."
Yeah.
That common sense is tingling. Like a samurai is leagues above a European knight. Leagues above.
The disadvantage might be physical size and strength, but knight is
not strong enough to be able to stop his momentum, whereas a samurai is because his stuff is lighter and more mobile. If I'm going full bore and full plate, swinging a sword or a warhammer, guess what? I'm not going to feint the attack. I'm not going to cancel the attack. The attack will land, and whether it hits my opponent or not doesn't matter. The motion will be carried through the inertia and through the strength put behind it to even do an action like that.
Oh dear.
But for samurai are all about efficiency. They deal with opponents efficiently.
Now, I'd like to put them up against a Highlander without armor and a claymore from Scotland in the Highlands and see what happens.
Now, a Viking Berserker would be a fun fight.
On magic mushrooms, yes.
He would have to be berserking. He'd have to be on shrooms. He'd have to think that he's going to Valhalla. He'd have to go to the nines. Sword and board, or axe and board. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool.
Tony, do you mind reading this from our friend Sashi?
The Japanese are planning on setting up a tourist monitoring system because of all of the nuisance streamers. They want to set up a central system for Asia.
Yeah, not a bad idea. And Pleasant Valley Picker remembers an awful story of a girl that wasn't instructed how to use a bandsaw. She cut off both her arms. Wasn't a headline in my hometown 30 years ago? Holy fuck.
Whoa, I gotta be Crash Bandicoot. Whoa!
Jesus! Well, I mean, insert. Wow. Okay.
Well,
hell. And Gowdy is amazing. You're right. So what we're looking at here is just the typical bus parking lot for a huge fireworks festival that was about to happen. Every year in Japan in the summers, they do fireworks festivals, and every town has their own show. And Osaka has theirs down by the river in the Namba region, and it's amazing. And we're looking right now, Tony, at police buses. Those, I believe, are police buses in case of riots, which is kind of ridiculous because Japan doesn't have riots. They behave themselves. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And here is at the festival. So we're just going into the festival here, and we are looking at a food stall, and the raw product is in the foreground, and they are not deep frying it, but they're frying it on special made frying apparatus in the background. Do you know what we're looking at?
Just a food booth at a festival, I would say.
Well, if you can read Japanese, the blue print will show you at the bottom left corner. It says takoyaki. Taco, not Mexican tacos. Taco means octopus.
Takoyaki. That's
octopus balls. Yes. Not balls from octopuses. No, octopus.
No, it's an
donut
octopus
balls.
Meat prepared.
Right.
In a breading. It's breaded.
Yeah. It's not sweet. I didn't mean donut ball like a sweet donut ball. It's not sweet. It's like a pancake.
It's a meat bun, but octopus.
Yeah, but it's like a little donut ball. So yeah, those and there they are. They're little and they go and you get a skewer of like 6 of them, and they are delicious.
You could fill up on that. Damn,
it's like an octopus pancake. Delicious.
I like dancing takoyaki. The octopus is amazing. If you've never had it,
I've never had it. I've never seen it.
All right,
my brother has.
They take they bring in like a prepared octopus, but what they do is they cut off the like the head of it.
Oh, okay.
Right above the eyes, and then they pour soy sauce, hot soy sauce or duck sauce, on it, and the nerve endings in the octopus starts to move around and thrash.
Of course,
dancing octopus, dancing takoyaki.
Okay. Wow.
It is an interesting palate because it's squirming even after you eat it. So it's like in your gut squirming.
Well, I'd try it, and I would try it now. And this is just, again, looks like octopus tentacles and some seafood on skewers. The Japanese love handheld food that is easy peasy, so like skewers. Wonderful. And there was a ton of people there. And you can see the bridge is there where it's going over the river. And so the fireworks they were held out in the middle of the river. And the little tiny red and yellow and all the cardboard signs at the back, right in the probably the center line, horizontal line of different signs, those are all the food stalls. And a lot of girls you can see there in this picture, you can see them in their kimonos, in their summer kimonos. So that was kind of pretty.
You can wear kimonos all year round.
Anytime.
Obviously, it's it's more traditional to wear them during ceremonies. But you can go walk down any street and somebody somewhere is going to be in a kimono.
That is true. Plate armor was distribution of weight, custom made and fit. Yes, absolutely.
But it still limited the mobility of the knight interred.
Ooh.
Very, very it's a lack of mobility.
Now the I thought Seven Samurai. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Have you seen Seven Samurai?
I have not.
No, okay. And Sashi, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Johnny means see you later. It's slang. I wouldn't say that to someone's.
We're in Osaka. That's all they do is talk slang.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's it. Yeah. And I again, if you get a chance to go to Osaka in the summer, I recommend the fireworks festivals. Have a good night, Sashi. Thanks for being here. And let's moving on to the next photo. Okay, so there you go. So you can see the food stalls, and they had children's games set up there too. It's not all food. In the foreground, and there the giant fireworks over the river in the background. And
beautiful.
Oh, okay. Shit.
What?
I deleted. Sorry, PvP. I deleted your comment about Jill and the taco because I thought that was a different reference, but oh shit.
You can still highlight it. You can still highlight it in your.
Oh yes. Oh, I can. Tacos. Thought you were talking Jill for a second. I didn't. Once you delete a comment, you can highlight it. I did not know that. Okay.
What can I say? Here to help.
Oh, there you go. So to carry on, PvP says she talked about Mexican heritage on a stream earlier in the week. I see. And she is my favorite Tex-Mex girl as well, PvP. No, taco means octopus. And when I was down in when I was down in Mexico just 2 months ago, I told some of my Mexican friends, yeah, you know what taco is in Japanese? Octopus. They laughed, thought it was funny. And it is. And the Japanese also find it funny when you tell them taco is like Mexican taco, because they don't know, some of them. But yeah, beautiful fireworks. So if you go to Japan in the summer, get a hold of someone that knows where the local fireworks are taking place. And there you go. And this guy is serving up some more, looks like meat on sticks over cooking it and dipping it with the sauce. And there's a lovely girl in her kimono. Very typical. Yeah. There you go.
Pleasant Valley Picker says, I love and respect Joe. Don't make it dirty.
Yeah, that was a good impression.
I had to.
And so this is a notice. I was taking the train, and Nova is the company that I used to teach English.
I do it out of love, man. I do it out of love. But anyway, yes. That is a warning. Please keep all hands and feet inside the car.
I think it was an advertisement for Nova. So I forget. I think I was pointing. So I can't read it, but I was pointing something out there with my middle finger to my former employer. I forget what sentence I was pointing to. It was something relevant, I'm sure. But I see a taiko. Do you see a taiko? Does anyone in the chat see a taiko?
Does anybody know what a taiko is? Fun fact, it's the barrel-shaped drum located raw.
I believe Tai is one way to say big. because dai is also one way to say big. And when you add dai to something, it changes to a T sometimes. So I think taiko means big drum. Duh. But tai meaning big. Anyone that speaks Japanese better than me, please correct me if I'm wrong. And again, the outside lanterns, and you could have just stuck a tiki torch, but what do the Japanese do? They build like a mini little temple structure and
just to provide the light at night.
Yep. Exactly. How awesome is that?
Well, they have respect. They have respect for their traditions, and they respect themselves as people. That's the reason why their architecture reflects that.
Agreed. And PvP in the chat says Akira Kurosawa, greatest director ever.
Greatest director.
Wow. Very good. And you know what? I'm Kubrick is also a good choice. I don't know that I have one. I don't know. Well, you know what?
He's dead, Kubrick film? What's your favorite Kubrick film? I'll start. Dr. Strangelove, aka How I Learned to Shut Up and Love the Bomb.
No, it's got to be 2001. 2001 for me.
It's so close.
Got to be. My favorite director,
President. We are ready to embrace change.
Ivan Reitman. Ivan Reitman. Ghostbusters. Got to be. Oh, and PvP probably agrees with me.
Fun fact: Ghostbusters Day recently passed. It is as of 41 years to that red letter date is when Ghostbusters in 1984 released.
I need a I used to have a Ghostbusters poster, and I don't know where I put that. I'm gonna have to dig it up. The posters you see beside me as part of my studio art are actually from 1985. They are legit. They are older than most of my friends. Do you know what I love about the temple grounds, Tony, are the big timbers. Japan still has trees, and they still use huge timbers. And do you see in the bottom right corner, they have boards there with little roofs on them, and where students and kids can come and hang up little wooden prayer cards. They're made of wooden. They're little blocks, and they just string them up and hang them sort of like cards. And
it's kind of like a message machine for
bingo.
It's kind of like how when I say when I pray at night and I go through everybody's name, it's the same purpose. It's literally there to not only send a prayer, but to make it a permanent, recurring prayer.
Bingo. This is in Wakayama, in the town of Wakayama, not far from Hashimoto. Is the exact location, Hashimoto, in Wakayama. Shout out to a friend of mine, Nami, is there. And just huge grounds. I would love to see a parade here, Tony, because I imagine this is, sometimes they would have big festivals here. Just gorgeous.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But and some of the temple grounds also have water features, which is always appreciative. And back to some of the fireworks. Sorry, from Osaka. We're hopping all over Western Japan tonight. And I want to bring up PvP says Dr. Strangelove. I don't know Barry Lyndon. Is that the director for Dr. Strangelove?
No, Stanley Kubrick was the director.
Yeah, what's Barry Lyndon?
The film, I think. Or the actor. I think could be the actor playing Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, I see.
No, I think it's Barry Lyndon. That's.
And
now I gotta look it up. I gotta know if it's.
And now this is one of the major elevated. This is one of the main. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know that name, Barry Lyndon. This is one of the main elevated highways through Osaka. It's very efficient, and Osaka has a giant Ferris wheel, as you can see. That lets you.
Barry Lyndon.
Lyndon.
He spelled it wrong. It's Barry Lyndon. That's the war film.
I haven't seen it. Ryan O'Neill's best film. I'll be damned. Well, I'll have to check that out. Osaka is a beautiful city. I don't know if I like it more than Tokyo. I think I prefer Tokyo.
It's time. We haven't seen the Golden Turd.
Nah, not that's on I did a stream dedicated to just Osaka.
I was there for that.
I was gonna say, I think you did. I think you were there.
I was there for that.
Yeah. And sometimes, if you look carefully, there you will see Japanese fly fishermen out in the rivers around the countrysides, which is kind of cool. And you don't have to go far.
Down here in the country, we call them catching them crappie and them bluegill when we fly fish.
You don't need to go far outside the city to find this either. And they're in Hashimoto, a little town in Wakayama. Is just a typical grocery store, department store. And you see the guy in the center. He's basically doing the job of a traffic pylon, but because he's there, they keep unemployment really low. You can hire guys just waving.
Hey, would you like to be on Road Code, Dooney?
Right.
You're hired.
Yeah. Ooh, and I did manage to catch one little bit of lightning. So there's some Wakayama lightning for you in Hashimoto. And this guy is a local warrior statue in Hashimoto. I would not mess with that guy. Don't know his name.
Never mess with a man with a Kasari Gama in his lap.
And he's wearing an elk horn helmet, literally an elk horn helmet. I wouldn't mess with him.
He's like the samurai equivalent of the Knights Who Say Knee.
Exactly.
You don't fuck with a guy who has like antlers coming out of his helmet happens to be like 9 foot tall and fucking standing on a ledge.
Right.
No, poor Arthur and Belvedere, man, walking up to him. If they had engaged in martial combat, they certainly would have lost. But thankfully, the Knights Who Say Knee were warriors of verbal combat as well.
Well, sonic weapons,
All they had to do was say one little word, and it demoralized and tortured their victims.
PvP says, Kubrick has a detached view of humanity. I find that interesting. Indeed. But, excuse me, Akira has more of a love of humanity. Perhaps. Excuse me. And moving, the pagodas just in front of the Toji, sorry. Not pagodas. The pagodas, the multi-level.
I was about to say, pagodas are more intrinsically Chinese.
Yeah. Well, no, they have them in Japan too. I showed a 3-level one earlier, but that's a structure. This is a tori. Tori meaning a gate and an entrance to a temple. And I love the Japanese gardens. Just the amount of care and effort they put into it, and time, just gorgeous. Oh, I remember why I took this. Holy shit. I know where this is.
Could it be the stones?
No, Tony. This guy. Right here. Have you seen Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai and the final battle between the Japanese Imperial Army with modern weapons and the samurai with swords?
That's The Last Samurai.
Yes. This is the actual place where it actually took place. This is the historical site where that took place.
Yeah, that's why I have Imperial Japan then decided to double down and have one of the most terrifying navies in modern warfare.
This is why I took this. It's not far outside of Hashimoto or Wakayama. It's near Osaka, kind of. And this is the final battle place from The Last Samurai. That's why I took that. And tennis courts beside the river, because this is a flood zone every year, well, every 10 years, whatever. And tennis courts are the one thing that you can flood them, and who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. You clean them up with a tractor, and you're fine. So they use even flood zone area for public space. So there you go. Ooh, and I don't know if you can read that sign, but it says ramen. Ramen with the bottom.
Looks like your typical ramen booth.
Ramen shop. Love ramen. No, okay. That's the best ramen shop in all of Japan, in my experience. That is in Abiko. We're on eastern Japan now. This is where I lived for a year and a half. This is Abiko, an hour northeast of Tokyo. And that ramen shop, and you go and you say hi to Masaaki-san. Masaaki-san showed me his secret for making a ramen from scratch. He's 10 years older than I am. Goddamn, I still hope he's doing it. I will go and find you again, Masaaki-san, in that shop in Abiko. It's that's Route 6. It's on the corner of Highway 6 in Abiko, right there. Best ramen in the world. Take that to the bank.
Let's say Kusarigama those 2 times. I meant Nodachi. Brain fart. Yeah. Nodachi is the pike. The Kusarigama is the chain sickle.
Oh, right. Now that you say that, I believe that to be true, but I wouldn't have known to call you out on that, Tony. And
no, it's a sign that it's 2 a.m. Almost 3.
Well, I'm showing a picture of my room in Japan with my closet doors, so I don't know why. So there you go. Yep. And there is. Oh, there's what are we doing in Abiko? That is nowhere near Western Japan. This is Eastern Japan, where I lived and taught English. I'll be darned. Oh, and there's the summer festival, because I went over to Abiko for 2 days. That's right, to visit my friends and see the summer festival. And it just got drunk after that.
Your camera reflects your ability to hold it, drunkie.
That's how that night ended, folks. And on that note...
Hey now.
Samurai playing tennis sounds like Monty Python. Well,
Morty. Oh, jeez, Morty. We're gonna take pictures of Japan, Morty. Really gonna get it, Morty.
Yeah. That's Abiko.
Well, that's I got Abiko. This last shot of whiskey here. I might as well knock her back.
Well, Tony, I got, coincidentally, one more mouthful.
Ale, sir. Great show.
Always a pleasure to have you on. And absolutely, I am in weekly contact with, that computer acting up. Oh, okay. No problem, PPP. Fermented Cinema and I speak at least weekly, and I would very much like to do a show. Maybe throwing in a lot of Japanese around with Fermented Cinema and
I want
Osaka
Fermented.
Chandal.
I want Osaka. I want you.
Love to.
I want me.
Love
Fatal 4-Way Ultimate Japan Deep Dive.
Perfect. To end the show, and I will end the stream after this comment, because you can't end a stream with a better comment than this.
Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin. He buggered away and he chickened out. Shut up, far from it. He said the word again.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone, so much for being here. Tony, I know you're a Japanophile, and that's why I sent you the links. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, and I'm happy to help.
And listen, Jason Love and PvP, thanks for sticking through the end. I appreciate you both. And I think we're gonna play the outro. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.